Welcome to Turkey, a country that is filled with the most beautiful sights and the most incredible people. But Turkey has not been fully explored until you try the food. This is fast food on like another level.
It's instantly unforgettable.
And right now we are in Istanbul, a beautiful city that is situated between two continents, Europe and Asia. And each and every street is filled with the most delicious, delectable Turkish cuisine. It's absolutely delicious. From hearty manti to sizzling doner kebabs to sweet treats and a wow for every bite.
Wow.
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 And today we're taking you on the ultimate Istanbul street food tour.
What an ultimate street food snack.
And you might want to grab a snack because this episode will make you feel very hungry. Let's go. And welcome to a very rainy day here in Istanbul. And if you don't know us by now, we are Shev and Dev, and what we like to do is we like to travel each country we visit through experiences and of course through the food. We absolutely love to taste the local cuisine in every country that we go to, and we're not too far from our first place today. We've come to our first stop, which is to try the heartwarming, cozy meal, manti. Let's go! We've come to Doyum Manti, which was founded in 1932. We're actually sitting outside the cafe. We've got a really nice view of the street. We can see local life, people walking their dogs. It's quite amazing. And we have chosen this as our first dish because it's a little bit cold today. And this is one of those heartwarming, melt in your mouth kind of dishes. Our manti has just arrived. We have got one classic boiled and one crispy fried. And look at this dish. It is piping hot. Handmade dumplings with seasoned meat on the inside. It's covered in this garlicky yogurt with some spicy melted butter with a tomato base and a few spices on top. This is the ultimate hearty dish on a cold day. At least the bowl is piping hot, so we know that it's made fresh. And the tiny little dumplings gives me like a Central Asian Turkish vibe. And this one is pretty much exactly the same, but the dumplings are fried. And look at this! Dumplings in a mini version. How cute is this? Turkish manti is one of the most beloved comfort foods in Turkey. Small, handmade dumplings that are simple in ingredients but rich in tradition and flavor. What lures us to this dish is the combination of flavor. And I just cannot wait to dive in for my first bite. But first, I have to mix it up. All that yogurt, all the tomato base, that spicy melted butter, all infused together. Look how delectable this looks. I cannot wait to have my first bite. And apparently there's a saying in Turkey that a bride should be able to fit 40 manti in her mouth on one spoon. I'm not sure if that's true. I definitely won't be able to do that. So I'm going to get my first bite. Let's do 2 manti. Let's go. Wow. I can't tell you how good that is. The combination of the seasoned meat, the garlic yogurt, it's super fragrant. The dumplings are cooked until they are tender and it instantly melted in my mouth as I predicted.
While we were eating, we got some Turkish tea, which is a staple here, and we had to get, especially on a cool day like today. And I love that they come in these little glasses, shaped like a tulip. But I'm going to try the deep fried manti now, and you can see how perfectly shaped these mantis are. Even all around the edges are these little crispy parts. So I think it's going to be a bit more crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. Let me mix this up. This is interesting because the manti is quite hard and crunchy on the outside, but then you're mixing in this soft yogurt in between it. You want it all covered in yogurt, all those flavors mixed. I'm just going to try one piece, and you can see there's some steam coming out of it, so it's piping hot. Wow. Wow. It's instantly unforgettable. The ingredients are so simple, but rich in flavor. The hard, crunchy manti is fun to eat as it breaks apart in your mouth, and then it's just covered in that yogurt, and it really gives a Central Asian feeling that we're having dumplings in Turkey. If you could picture the multitudes of flavors, yogurt, tomato, oregano, meat, is the video done, because it can't get better than this.
Okay, first meal on the books, checked off our Istanbul DIY street food tour, and we paid 270 lira for the classic boiled, 290 lira for the fried dumplings, and we paid just 30 lira for the tea. The tea was absolutely spectacular. We shared a little bit each, and it's actually getting me in a mood for something sweet. We're gonna mix up our street food tour. It's not gonna be only savory or only sweet. It's gonna be a bit of both. And I can actually see the shop that we're gonna go to for some decadent Turkish baklava right here. There it is. Let's go.
The best part about a street food tour in Istanbul is there is food everywhere. So we're gonna go to this cafe over here, but I see down this alleyway, restaurants are lining all the way down, and over here is food, there is more food. I think that makes it one of the best cities in the world because you just walk around and eat.
The cafe that we've come to now is called Fredo, and they're known for having the most delectable baklava, but with ice cream. They also have ice cream with a tiny bit of sweets and drizzle on top, but I think we are definitely here for the baklava. Look at all the flavors of ice cream here. Oh, that looks so good. I think we're definitely going to have to try the baklava with the ice cream. What do you think?
We have to. Oh, yes. Yeah, can we have that? Ice cream. Yes.
Yes, please.
Ice cream this one. Milk chocolate's favorite baklava.
Should we try a pistachio? Okay, pistachio, please. This pistachio looks very popular, so it's got that vibrant green color, which I think is going to blend well with the mixed nut syrup and the pastry of the baklava.
Milk chocolates.
Milk chocolate, please. We actually get some chocolate as well on top. Oh, he's drizzling it all over. That looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
I have got my very indulgent baklava chocolate drizzle pistachio ice cream dessert. Look at the presentation of this. This is absolutely beautiful. We've got the pistachio ice cream at the bottom. We've got a little bit of baklava on top with some milk chocolate drizzle and some nuts on top. And we paid 240 lira for this. So first things first is I gotta get a perfect bite here. I've gotta get some of this glorious baklava, which is the thinly layered pastries. It's got crushed nuts and syrup. And then I've gotta get some of that yummy pistachio ice cream. Whoa, this is one perfect bite, don't you think? Oh. Cold. This baklava has definitely been made fresh because it felt like it just melted in my mouth. Plus it paired perfectly with that pistachio ice cream. It was actually a little too cold for my mouth that it actually went into a bit of shock after that warm manti dish. This baklava is just crunching and breaking off. Can you hear that crunch? I'm making such a mess here, but hey, this is a messy dessert, so why not? This is not just about sweets. This baklava has probably been perfected over generations. It is so rich in flavor.
I really like that most cafes and restaurants have these outdoor seating areas, and even though we're having street food, it is nice to physically be sitting on the street. But as chefs sit here, they've got heaters just above the seats to keep warm. So even though it's cold, we can have some ice cream, and it's absolutely delicious.
Sorry, I'm not sharing.
Getting lost in the cobblestone alleys of Istanbul is the best way to see the city. Every corner smells amazing, so we've just been wandering and eating. But these streets are not made for luggage. Most people backpack, we don't. I was nervous about the cobblestones, but our level 8 luggage handled them way better than expected. Just looking at these alleys reminded me that so many people ask us, why don't we travel with backpacks? I guess we're just not backpack people. We like being able to roll into a city and not feel like we're carrying our entire life on our shoulders. And honestly, our level 8 luggage has handled these cobblestones with ease. The 360-degree spinner wheels are completely silent, even on this uneven stone. When it comes to practicality, durability, and style, it really ticks all the boxes. The hard shell has an anti-scratch surface, and one of our favorite features is the wide handle design. It's more comfortable to push, but it also creates more usable space inside. Because the handle rails don't cut through the middle of the suitcase, it's surprisingly spacious, with zip compartments that keep your valuables organized and easy to grab. It's got a TSA approved lock, so we don't have to stress about our gear when we're bouncing between countries. We've taken our level 8s to Southern Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, and now here in Istanbul, and they've never let us down. And also, the color options, so good. Whether you want something neutral or something that pops on the baggage belt. So if you're due for an upgrade or you just want something that actually survives travel days, use our code CHEVANDDEV10 for 10% off. We'll link everything in the description below. Okay, let's keep eating.
Next up on the list is we're going to try something called lahmacun, and a lot of people say it's kind of like a Turkish pizza, but it is far from a Turkish pizza. I think it's something more special and unique than a pizza. So let's go check it out. This is a really cool part of trying lahmacun because we actually get to watch it being made. He's got this massive fire oven here, and he's got this round ball of dough that he's mixing into some flour here, and he's about to make the bread super flat. Look at that. As he's going, he's rubbing it in the flour, and it's getting thinner and thinner. It's extremely thin. Wow. So he's now taking up some ground meat. That is a very generous amount of ground beef. And he's putting the flour at the bottom so it doesn't get too sticky. But there's lots of herbs in there. It looks super fragrant, and he's spreading it out super equally as well. Look how thin that flatbread is. I mean, they call it flat for a reason. It looks phenomenal. And then it goes on a very thin, what would you call that?
Like a giant wooden spatula.
Yeah, giant wooden spatula. It goes into the fire oven. Wow.
And there you go.
And there you go.
Quick, fast.
How quick is that? That reminds me of fast food, but this is fast food on like another level. I love this fire oven. It has got lots of blazing flames in there, so that makes me think it's going to be cooked at a very high temperature and very quickly as well. Wow. Look at that. It is come out within a minute or two. It's piping hot and so fresh. And now he's cutting it up.
So this is the restaurant that we've come to, and it's on a small little alleyway, and all of these are restaurants along here and then along here on this side as well. And I love finding these quiet, quaint little places. There's no one in here yet, and I'm sure later this evening it'll get very busy. And Shev and I always like to find the unique and hidden gems. That's where you always find the best food, not always on the busy touristy street. And I think we found a goodie.
Look at what we have got here. This beautiful masterpiece that is lahmacun. And as I said to you before, it's a very thinly crusted flatbread. As you can see, the way he was making it, it became super flat. Then he generously placed some minced meat. I assume that it's beef. It's got all sorts of fragrant flavors. I can see some tomato. I can see a few little herbs. A lot of people say this is like a Turkish pizza. This is not pizza. This is special Turkish cuisine, and it is not complete without adding a little bit of the side dishes. So you've got some onion, some tomato, a little bit of lettuce, and the dynamic key to this is the lemon. I'm gonna use my hands, put a bit of onion on there, and then I'm gonna take the lemon and I'm gonna drizzle it all over this. Wow, this is gonna get that really nice flavor, that acidity of the lahmacun. It's just gonna bring it alive, I think.
I think what's the most impressive for me is not the layout, probably not the flavor and how thin it is, but how quick they made it. There was just a piece of dough, and then immediately it was super thin, put a little bit of meat on, threw it in the hot, burning fire, and it was out literally in 2 minutes. Like, you couldn't even make a sandwich as fast as he made this. And I think if you're walking on these streets and you just want a quick snack, this is perfect.
And now here comes the best part. I'm actually going to roll it up. Hopefully it doesn't crack too much. Can you hear how crackly it is? That's how thin this lamajun is. So now I've made my makeshift little wrap. This is how they told us we should have it. Just roll it up and take a bite. Are you ready? Wow. This is such a light, crispy, aromatic dish. All the flavors come alive in your mouth. The crunchiness of the flatbread mixed with the juicy tenderness of the meat inside, plus all the spices on the inside, the onion and the very flavorful lemon completes this whole dish. It's absolutely delicious.
We've now come to one of the main streets here in Istanbul, which is Istiklal Street. And all the way along this street, there are many restaurants and food stalls. And you can see a little food cart, which is selling corn. And you can see everybody is diving right into this restaurant called Potatoes. And yes, we're about to eat a potato. And not fries, something very unique. So follow me. Before we get in, look what they have made here. I don't know if it's a bear, an ogre, completely out of cheese.
It looks like Baby Yoda.
It's a little bit terrifying but cute at the same time. So I've already gone in and got a slip to buy a potato. Not what you would expect on a street food tour. And it's really warm and toasty in here, and you can see all of these incredible ingredients. I think how it works is we grab a tray. I'm seeing everybody grab a tray. We have to figure this out. As you can see behind this counter, there are racks and racks of potatoes. So we're about to have a giant baked potato that's filled with ingredients. So hopefully we can see them make it so I can show you how it's done. On the slip, it's so funny. I've done an entire order of one baked potato. That's what I'm ordering. Can we have some of this, please? This? Yes, one. Thank you. And then cheese?
She's already inside.
Cheese already inside. Okay, good.
Ketchup and mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, please. What else do you recommend we get?
That looks packed enough.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, I got the tray.
Thank you.
Oh.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
How quick was that? Oh my gosh, it is so heavy. That feels like about 2 kilograms worth of potato. To watch them slice open the potato and then mash up all the inside with a knife that already has the cheese and the butter inside, I cannot describe how heavy this is. But because it's now got the sauce, the butter, the cheese, it turns out to be an overloaded potato. But I think on the inside it's rich and creamy, and I cannot wait to get stuck in. This must be like 500 grams of carbs right now. I tried to pick a few, it was overwhelming, but we got some mushrooms, we got some sweet potato with a few peas and tomato, plus of course the butter and the cheese, and we got some gherkins as well. Really interesting mix for a potato. And then it finally got a drizzle of mayo on top. Maybe more of a drizzle. It got devoured by mayo. I'm going to go for my first bite, and the potato is in fact steaming. That's how hot it is. But I'm gonna get a little bit of this mayo, maybe some of the other ingredients. I think you just dive in from the top. It's actually 10 times better than it looks. Wow. At first glance, it seems completely overwhelming, but once you get in, the potato is so soft. It's really been finely mashed to a fluffy sweet potato, full of flavor from these other ingredients. I absolutely love this. I'm gonna eat this entire potato. I have no idea how many calories this must be. This is crazy. And because it's warm on a freezing cold day, it is perfect, exactly what we needed today. Why didn't we get this before? This should have been the first thing on our list. This was 380 Turkish lira, which is quite expensive if you think about it, just for a potato. But the way they make it and the ingredients inside are all worth it. So we've walked up to Taksim Square, and you can see on this side is one of the most beautiful mosques I've seen. And of course, the mosques are scattered throughout the city. But I wanted to show you what it's like in this town as the sun goes down. We're eating from this place over here, and there are many donor restaurants over there. Also a street food cart over here. There's food all along there. There's a road down there, and there are thousands of people heading down there to eat and drink. You just explore and eat.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how are you guys eating all of this in one day? Well, it's a street food video in Istanbul, and you got to grab the opportunity while you have it. So we're trying to eat our way through this entire city in one day, and it's been amazing. If the food is so incredible, why not? And now we've come to our last stop, which is to try one of the staples here in Istanbul and in Turkey that people eat on a weekly and daily basis, and that is the donut.
As we've got here, they've given us a little paper menu, and it's all in English and Turkish, and we're going to get a doner standard. We have to get one of those while we're here, but we're also going to get something called a wet burger, which sounds very interesting, but we'll show you what it looks like. Can we have one beef doner and one wet burger? Yes, thank you. Let me show you what this restaurant looks like. No chairs, just giant pieces of meat outside. I don't want to get in the way of the giant knife. Look how he's now going to carve all of this meat. So this is the beef on this side. We then have the chicken on this side. Look how he's cutting this beef. Exactly. We're having doner kebabs, thinly sliced.
Number
Is this number one?
Merhaba, hoş geldin.
Merhaba.
Where are
Nice
you
to meet
from?
you. South Africa.
South Africa?
Yes.
Oh, South Africa, people then...
Different color to me.
White.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
Yes, black or white, I like it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, international.
I like that. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that was close.
Your name?
Divan.
Divan.
Yes,
Okay,
nice
my
to
name.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, this looks so good. Delicious.
yes, number one, Turkish.
This is number-
wheat burger.
Yes, wheat burger.
National, this Turkish street pet food.
Yes, this is street food.
Yes, yes.
Number one street
Number
food in
one.
Turkey.
Yes,
Yes.
Turkey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This looks absolutely delicious.
Wow.
Can I just say the Turkish hospitality has been fantastic. Everywhere we go, people are so kind, and look at how delicious this looks. So this is the first thing that we got, and it's piping hot. I can hardly hold it. But on the inside, oh, is this our doner? We're getting so much food.
Thank you. Number
Thank
one.
you, thank you. Okay, so doner kebab, wet burger, and I need to pay. Okay, let me get some money, my girl.
Okay.
No change.
Okay.
Okay, so we paid about 430 lira for that, but I gave him a little bit extra because he was so lovely to us. I just can't believe the amazing hospitality that we got here in Istanbul, and the incredible, delicious street food that we've got. He literally just thinly carved the meat, put it into a little wrap for us, and then there's a bit of tomato, a bit of fries. That's like a typical doner here in Istanbul. So I'm gonna have a bite of this. The meat is so thin, and yet it's so packed with flavor. I love that they have all the meat on a vertical spit. It's got a little bit of like a tomato and a chili on top, but all the oils are just oozing through there. This is probably one of the most delicious tasting meats I've ever had.
So you can see how thinly he's slicing it here, and it's such an art form, the way he holds with this piece over here to make sure it's in place, and he cuts it so thin. You can see all of these thin slices over here. We have some fries over there. Look how big this piece of meat is. And then what they do is they actually toast the bread over there so it comes out nice and hot, and the meat is steaming. You can see how hot it is, and obviously it's being heated just behind. So he rotates it, finds a nice piece, and then slices it.
Bir nolu salon boşaldı. We are the best. Forget the best. Nottingham Forest. Welcome, 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 welcome.
What an energy here.
No, I just
Wheat
fall in
burger,
love with
Turkish
this
kebab.
city
We
so
are the
much.
best.
We wanted to try this famous wet burger for a very, very long time. And wet burger doesn't really sound so appealing, but basically they want to hold all the sauce and all the moisture in this burger. So it's basically smothered in a tomato sauce. They keep it moist from the steam in a box. Each and every single one of these donor places has a little box filled with wet burgers inside. So if I open it up, It's got a little patty on the inside, and then it's got all of that tomato base as well. It looks very delectable and very messy.
It's absolutely fantastic. Because the bun is like really soft and moist, all the meat inside is really warm. So as you take a bite, the bun and the meat just falls apart. 10 out of 10. This was only 120 Turkish lira. What an ultimate street food snack. This could be my favorite.
Wow.
So many good things we've eaten. I want to stay longer.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. Yes, please. Touch it.
Oh.
Come on, lady. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Close your eyes.
Close my eyes.
Yes. Don't worry, no problem. Open, please. Oh! What do you want? Pistachio, mango, vanilla, chocolate, lemon, strawberry.
Pistachio.
All right.
That sounds great. This is so crazy.
Angel! Come on.
This is so funny.
Come on.
Oh gosh.
Come on.
This is so funny. You're tricking me.
Yes, please. What the heck you? Opa! Ayapa!
Wow.
Wait! My friend,
Thank
pizza.
you.
Thank you, Angel.
Oh my gosh. Look at this.
Wow.
This
Sure.
is insane.
Only
Wow.
one, thank you.
Second,
One is
second.
No, no.
I give you telephone, please. No problem. Can I help you, please?
Yes.
Why lady showtime? You know showtime. Come on. Come on, man.
Okay, let's do it. What?
Are you ready? She's gonna know. Come on, delicious man. Come on.
He called you a delicious man.
Delicious, right?
Delicious man, alright. Which one? Do you know abracadabra?
Yeah.
Show you. Come in. Look.
Wow.
Magic.
Yes, magic.
He's a magician.
Hey!
That's so funny.
Come on, man.
It's so funny.
Cheaper. Yes, please, my friend. I wanna say.
Oh,
Come on.
too slow.
For your bonus.
Now it's broken.
Relax, man. For your change. Reserve.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers, the pay, man.
That looks insane.
Katibali.
So I think that needs no introduction. This is what we got. What a way to end the street food tour today. It's been unreal. To be honest, we've only scratched the surface of what the cuisine here in Turkey is like. But we're going to head down this road and just enjoy the rest of our evening. Please make sure to subscribe. Wow. Istanbul, we're tasty. See you in the next video.